Hey guys, it's Allie from Color and Plan with Allie, and today, sorry, I'm holding the phone with my hand, so the picture might be a little shaky. But today I wanted to do just kind of an impromptu video of my art studio, and this is also my bedroom. So my art studio just kind of takes up the outskirts of the bedroom, but I'm still able to fit quite a lot in here, and my husband has not complained yet. So also want to apologize again for my sniffling because allergies are hitting me really hard. I just did not have a better day this week to film something extra, so I wanted to go ahead and take the opportunity to do this video for you all. So I guess without any further ado, let's get started. So this is my main place where I do my artwork, and I'm gonna kind of scoot back so you can kind of see, like, there's the door to my room. And yes, I have a flag and rifle in the corner because I used to be in color guard, and I still have my flag and rifle. Sometimes I will get outside and actually spin, but you know, it's kind of hard to do with small kids around. They don't understand that if you get too close to the flag, it will hit you in the face. So maybe once my kids are a little bit older, I'll be able to get back into it more. But this is my desk. This is my main art area where I color and where I film. There's my little glass craft mat, and that's my current work in progress. I have had my chronic illness flare up this week, so this beautiful image from Jennifer Stay at Coloring Bliss just seemed really fitting, and I was working with my luminance on this, and I just love the contrast that I got, especially like in these flowers over here and these leaves too. I'm not the world's greatest colorist or blender. I'm still learning most everything, most all of my fundamentals, so but I will say the luminance pencils have been taking a lot of the guesswork out of it for me. So right around here, kind of where I sit and film, is my art light. I don't know if it'll focus, but I have, and it's got like a flexible neck, and then I have just buckets, just old yogurt buckets, butter cartons, anything extra around the house that I could get my hands on that would hold art supplies. I brought it in here, and I am making full use of them. I'm considering painting over them with some acrylic paint, but I've always been more of a function over form type of person, and it doesn't really bother me that they're not decorated, so I may just leave them. But I did put this little sign up because it's kind of a little affirmation. And then this is a hutch desk, so up here I have my whole collection of, well, first, my pencil sharpener, the Dolly 133. It's my favorite one. And then I have my Prismacolor sharpener, which I take in my purse. And then my Gigantor bucket of Sakura jelly rolls. And this is like their 74 mega collection, plus I bought like the glazes and the what else are there, the souffles, the glazes and the souffles, and then a few of the extra moonlights that I didn't have. I bought those separately. So those live in this little cubby. I'm sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to the camera so I'm not like making y'all dizzy or anything. This doesn't really belong over here, but that's where I keep my information for my ghostwriting, just my story information. And then this is just a big bag full of, like, I have my brush mod liners. This is what I use, or what I grab when I do my budget planning or my regular planning, or if I have to take my planner in the car, because sometimes I'll plan in the car on the way to church on Sunday. So I had to pause so I could get this closed, and my nose is also starting to run. Thanks, allergies. But anyway, I also have this 72 count set of Sharpie markers. We used them on our Easter eggs this year. My husband went absolutely crazy with the metallics, just adding swirlies and stuff to them. So I was very happy that he was actually using my art supplies instead of complaining about them for once. In this little basket I have just a little pocket color wheel, some scissors. I have my only 3 stickles. I'm sure these will not be the last 3 that I buy, because I like them a lot, but I just bought the basics so I could try them out on a coloring page, and I really like them so far. And I have a really gross looking nail eraser that I need to wash, just a little foam thing, and then some brush cleaner and some tape, just random little doodads that didn't have a home anywhere else go in this basket. And then I have my clear ruler, and I have this little dude. I blame Jennifer's Day at Coloring Bliss for this. He is so cute, but it's a desk vacuum. I'm not going to turn it on because it'll be really loud, but she just sucks up all the pencil shavings and all this stuff. And if you're working with like pastels and things that might have more toxic chemicals in them, that's good, instead of blowing it everywhere. And that's reason number 1 I bought that. Over in this hutch we have, I'll zoom out so you can see, just a bunch of notebooks / planners / binders. I also have some of my tech stuff over here too. We'll start at the top. And this, I want to do a separate video on this, but this is, you probably recognize the art, and I think it's upside down. But this is a Joanna Bassford coloring journal. It's just got blank pages, which is fine with me, but what I've been using it for, because the paper is kind of thin, but it's nice enough, I've been using it to log my coloring pages and the colors that I use on those pages. I've been wanting to use it more, but I've only used it on 2 of my pages so far. But I'm calling this my coloring bujo because what I want to do is create some logs and note which pages I do when, and you know what colors I used, and have all of that information handy, especially for color by numbers, so I don't want to have to like re-pull all of my colors every time I want to work in a color by number book. And this is just my sketchbook. It's a moleskin. I just have a few random things in here like exercises. I am not the world's greatest artist. Not even close. But I am fascinated by character design, especially because I write, and I have always wanted to be able to draw my own characters how I envision them in my head, instead of having to rely on a Pinterest board or actors and stuff like that. Plus, you know, if I can get good at making line art, I could potentially, you know, make coloring pages, which would be really cool. This is my HB90 planner, which I've shown in my planner haul video. This is my budget notebook. It's just a big happy planner cover and discs, and then I have the Live Rich, not the Live Rich planner, but the Budget by Paycheck workbook. And one of these days I'm going to make a video where I do some budgeting with me, or budget planning with me. This is, what is this? I think this is a blank. This is a product from Jennifer's Day at Coloring Bliss. Yeah, her quick color picker full color reference guide, and this is something you can purchase on her website over at coloringbliss.com, but it basically just gives you a color wheel, and then you can cut out these little pieces to find your color schemes for when you're coloring, and then it has like you know, if you want to use the color yellow orange, it shows you all the different kinds of color schemes already put together. And she does also make these for different sets of pencils. So like, she has one for Prismacolor, she has one for Polychromos, where you can like swatch in your own colors from your own set of pencils, which is really cool. Then some of this is out of order, I apologize. I tidied, but I didn't organize, if that makes any sense. This is, what is this? Holiday Bliss coloring book by Jennifer's Day. And then I have like different binders full of my, because I'm a Bliss partner, I get all of her printable tritone worksheet books. And this is what I was talking about, where you swatch in your own colors. So like this is the one for polychromos. I don't know if it's filled out or not. No, I haven't filled it all the way out. But I do have the Tombow one filled out because I do have all of the colors of the Tombow set. And so like it gives you light, medium, and dark color wheels. Then this is something you could, like, if you have them in a case, you could put this in your case to remind you of like what your tritone sets are for each color on the color wheel, and it just makes blending a lot easier. Now I didn't fill these out, but I am working on that. Like these are the Arteza watercolor pencils. She has several different brands, so if you have a set of pencils that you're looking for and you want to organize them this way, I would recommend going to check out, sorry, I'm not a very good cameraman. I recommend going to check out her site at coloringbliss.com. And then this is just another book of the same thing. These are coloring pages that I have not colored yet, but I have printed out. And so like there was one month I did a Hannah Lynn Patreon where she sent me like physical coloring pages, and so those are in there just to keep them safe and protected. And then this is not very full yet, but it's holding my finished pages. Like if I have printable coloring books, I don't have anywhere to keep them and they're loose leaf, I put them in here. But otherwise I try to keep the pages in the books that they came from. So that's why that's not super full yet. Then these are just a couple of sketchbooks. I think one is mixed media and one is marker. This is information for my ghostwriting, this is just a calendar, but I can't show you, it's on the other side. This is my bullet journal that I'm currently using. I'm not really using it, but every once in a while if I have a list to make or something to jot down, I'll put it in there. And then of course this is my iPad Air, and I have the magic keyboard for it because I like to take it on the road. So I can either write or I can draw or color because I have Procreate and I love it. And then this is my sparkly MacBook. It's a MacBook Air. And then I have a book full of swatches. I feel like, I don't want my MacBook to fall. I feel like every colorist probably has one of these, but it just has tons and tons and tons of swatches from when I very first started coloring back in October. I just printed out swatch charts loose leaf, but now I have kind of a book that I use, and I'll show you that in a second when we get to it. And this is just, oh yeah, this has a lot of either drawing or coloring tutorials. Like I was learning how to draw faces. This was Gabrielle Bricky on Skillshare, I think. It was her Procreate drawing course for character portraits. And then over here I have a lot of my Coloring Bliss coloring tutorials. Like this was a watermarker one. This was a hair one. There's the alcohol marker one, which I loved. And I thought my end result was pretty good. Just all kinds of random stuff. Learning how to color gems and gold. Just anything where I was like testing out something or learning a new skill, I have it in here. And that is this top row of books. And then we'll move on to the bottom. Here, this is always a staple. It's part of my chronic illness, is tummy related. Sorry, I was taking a drink. But I have to brew this, it's like peppermint, ginger, and fennel on really bad days where I'm having a lot of tummy spasms, and I have IBS. So, and it's, if any of you have it, you know how that is. It's like you eat the wrong thing, or you can even eat the right thing the wrong way, and your stomach just like declares war on you. So I drink this mixed with a little raw honey and some cream to help settle my tummy down. And this is just some things I had pulled for an experiment I was doing. But a lot of this stuff is either stuff I'm currently working with, like to test it out, or they're like, I have this group together for a coloring page that I'm doing. I have these out because I was working with them. Same thing for these gel pens. I pulled them out for a page. This is kind of how I organize my stuff. And then these are just general things that I like to have on hand, like a white gel pen, a white Posca pen, a blender, some fine liners, that kind of thing. It's my giant bucket o gel pens, and it's the A&R Glitter 100 and the Tan Mitt 240, but it's actually 120. But I keep them all in there because I generally just throw all my gel pens in a bucket. Then I'm working with these right now, but these are my Tombos. I bought the set with the case. That was a splurge item, but I have loved them. I haven't regretted it. And back here, I think these are the Castle Arts Metallic, and then my Faber-Castell Gold Faber pencils. And that's what's up there. And then if I back up, you'll see, oh, these are my Prismas. I keep them in a smaller case. I know it says Castle Arts, but these are where I keep my Prismacolor tritones that came out of like those workbooks. That way, if I go in the car or something, I know I at least have light, medium, and dark for every color on the color wheel, and I can do like basic color schemes. In this drawer is my planner stash. I think everything that decorates a planner or covers a planner fits in here. And I also have my box. This isn't all the washi tape I have because I also scrapbook, so some of it's like over in my Scrapbooking Tower, which I'll show you in a minute. But this is all my stickers, my washi tape. I had considered starting a sticker store at one point, which is why this binder says this, but really it's just a bunch of random Etsy printables that I bought. And then there's some washi tape, and I always keep this Ziploc bag handy because I like to take my dolly sharpener, and if I'm in the car, I don't want shavings going everywhere, so I take that bag with me in case I need to dump the shavings. I think this bottom drawer, yeah, this bottom drawer is empty. So we'll move on next to like my printer and file station with my cubbies. Sorry guys, I lied to you. I forgot there was all this stuff up here. This is just office-y mailbox type stuff, but that's my Cricut. It's a Cricut Explorer 2. Yeah, Cricut Explorer Air 2. And I have a love-hate relationship with it, but it does the job it's supposed to do. So I use it mostly for printing off stickers that I either make for myself or that I buy off of Etsy. This is baby oil for blending. I haven't found that I liked it all that much, so I might just put it with my kids' stuff. This is just random. This is kind of like my art junk drawer. Just anything that I was working with that I haven't organized yet goes in here. I also have a random candle in here. And then this box has like Gamsol, alcohol, sponges. Here, there we go. An extra sharpener, some paintbrushes, random little tools that I might need on hand for working with any of my mediums. It's kind of like my mixed media box. And then these are all my coloring books because you knew I had to have a stash of coloring books, right? And this is my painter's tape. So I have several color by numbers, I think is what these are. And then just moving down, there's my Creative Haven. They're somewhat organized, but not really. And then I have my Mythographics. I'm debating whether or not I want to buy any more of them because I don't really like to work in them all that much. So, but we'll see. Then I have, I think, all of the Joanna Basford books except for the how to draw book. I think I have them all. And then I know there's one coming out in October, The Rooms of Wonder, and I want that one. I have a couple of Selena Finnick. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name, but these are, especially because I write fantasy, I knew that I couldn't pass these up. They're so pretty. And then I'm writing a mermaid book, so of course I had to buy the mermaid one. And I have a couple of like, is that a color it? Yeah, I have a couple like spiral bound from Coloring Bliss and Color It. And then this is like a mystery color. It's kind of an impulse purchase. And I have a few more color by numbers. This is my only Hannah Carlson book, and I do intend to change that, but this was the one I wanted to start with. And I have fallen in love with her art, and it's actually inspiring me to learn how to draw. So that's part of the reason why I'm actually learning how to draw now, is because of this book. So I'm already loving it so much. And then just a few other coloring books. I have both Create This books because I am an insane person. I also have the Disney Thomas Kincaid. This is a Christy Rice watercolor. I think it's Painterly Flowers or something like that. And then these are just a couple random Disney. And then Whatever's Lovely and Everything Beautiful, they're kind of like inspirational. And I have a lot of Camellia Angelkova books. I think all these are her books. And then I also have the Helen Elliston tutorial books. So the colorists special effects books, I have all 4. And then I'm a space nerd, so of course I had to have this one, and it's so intimidating that I haven't tried it yet. The same thing with this one. I love Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and I want to get my hands on, there's a Lord of the Rings coloring book like this too, but I haven't been able to find it. And then I have a couple of devotional Catholic coloring books that are like stained glass style. So this one's like the Rosary, and this one, I think I posted a video of me coloring in this one, but it's the Stations of the Cross. And then I have actually a coloring book that our sisters made about St. Philomena, and it's really well done. Then I have one of Sarah Renee Clark's coloring books because I thought it was so cute. I think that's all of my coloring books. Oh, and then here's a work in progress. And these are my Polychromos tritones. And now I'll take you down to the shelves that I said I was going to take you down to before. So this is kind of like my printer station. So I've got my HP printer. I've got paper, regular copy paper, and then I have another journal. I found these at Tuesday Morning, and they were a really good deal, so I bought both. It was Enchanted Forest and Secret Garden. And then all these notepads, all of these came with my Castle Arts pencils because I bought the ones in the case. I'm not complaining, but I have a ton of them. And then I have another Moleskine sketchbook. More of those. Sometimes I give pieces of paper out of here to my kids so they can draw on it. This is the first edition of my book, Kingdom of Illusion, which is now available on Amazon. Shameless self-promotion. But I love the original cover, but I cannot find that cover artist, so I had to change all my covers. But I do love the new cover as well. And I also changed the title and the series title just to make it more market friendly. But yeah, I have this one here mostly as reference in case I want to post quotes from it or things like that. And then these are a couple random of a watercolor and a mixed media sketchbook that I just do experimenting in. So these are like my ugly sketchbooks. This is mostly an astronomy reference because I'm also an amateur astronomer. And these have my seasonal star charts, and I reference them a lot. And then my paper trimmer, and I have all of my Coloring Bliss swatch books, and I love these things. This one is black paper, and then I have one with toned tan, I believe, yes. And then this Chunky Monkey. I'm already running out of a minute. That's my giant color wheel that just fell. This is my Chunky Monkey swatch book that I like to swatch in, and I spilled coffee on it because I took it with me in the car one time. Pro tip, if you have young kids and you take your coloring supplies in the car, be prepared. Just be prepared to cry. Thankfully, it didn't ruin my book. I can still use my swatch book, and the cover did what it was supposed to, and it protected all of my swatches. So I'm glad I was able to salvage it. And this is just a lot of either cardstock. Some of this is paper from Coloring Bliss, like their specialty art paper. And I just keep it right here next to the printer. So if I ever want to print a coloring page on some fancy paper, then I have it there. This stuff is kind of random. I think it's just a bunch of like office-y type stuff. Same over here. I have some sticker paper, some laminate sheets. I think that's a rechargeable battery pack. That kind of thing. Labels. And down here you can see my Crayola collection. And I have a video talking all about my Crayola collection. It's, I think, the very first video I posted. Then on this side, these are, my husband and I like to do paint, like paint and wine or paint and sip date nights. So we have our easels over here, and we have a few extra canvases and some towels, and these are like what we put our water in. And then these are all my like writing / notebook journaly type stuff, and this is a writing reference. I love this author. If you happen to be a writer and you haven't read any of her books, I highly recommend it. She's taught me a lot about story structure and character arcs. But these are all my either like outlining notebooks or just journals or things like that. And then I already showed you my Crayola. This is kind of like products that I'm currently working with, but I don't want them on my desk. So like I have my Pablos. This is like a budget pencil set. And then these Ohuhus. I can't remember why I got these out, but and then just a couple of random supplies. And then I have a chisel and fine nib set of Ohuhu markers here. I think it's a 200 set. And then I have a little tiny trash can, which is actually like a cookie tin or something from Christmas. And I just stick a bag in it. And voila, it's a trash can. And then up here is just like all of our files. So I wanted to empty this drawer out, but I still haven't put anything in it. So the files may end up back in the actual file cabinet. And then back here, it looks like a hot mess. And it is. But it's packaging. I keep it in case I want to sell something down the road. And I hate paying for packaging. I already have to pay for shipping. I don't want to pay for the bag to put it in. So... But that is kind of this little corner over here. And I'll kind of pan around. So you can see everything. Oh yeah, there's my sewing machine. Hi, sewing machine. That's this corner over here, and then I'll take you over to my workstation next. So this over here is kind of my workstation. Like our bed sits in this little corner. So there's like the cubbies that I just showed you. And if you swing it around, over here is my workstation. I'm trying not to make you dizzy. And this is not a standing desk, but I propped it up and made it one. So this is kind of where I do all my editing and a lot of my writing as well. I do standing, but sometimes I'll just like lay on my bed with the MacBook and write. But this is kind of what I consider my writing and planning workstation. So I have a giant cup full of writing utensils. Over here, mostly flares. I have some Bic Intensity as well. Yeah, I think this is, yeah. And then some like Michael's brand gel pens. I have my Sharpie rollers, Sharpie gel pens, stuff like that. Alright, this is my favorite washi tape, so I just keep it right here in case I want to tape something into my planner. That's just a bunch of odds and ends. This is my planner. I did actually end up moving into my classic Happy Planner, but I have my eye on the Stargazer planner in the classic size. It's the same one I bought in the big, but I didn't realize they had it in the classic. So I may purchase that and move into that in July, but for right now, I'm pretty happy with this. And it's smaller, and I can pack it easier, and it's doing what I need it to do. So I may do like a updated planner setup type video soon. I just realized there was a reason I had this planner on top of this binder. There's my book covers are under here on my, this is my writing binder for my current series. my mermaid series, and it's kind of a vision board, but it also has the book covers on it, and I didn't want to reveal those too soon. So that's the same reason these sticky notes are on my computers, because like I have the covers on my lock screen, and I don't want, in case the computer randomly turns on, I didn't want anyone to see the book covers. So of course I have a Galaxy mouse pad, and my iMac is blue. I love blue. I wanted the purple, but it wasn't going to get here in time for me to use it, so I bought the blue. But blue's my other favorite color, so I wasn't too upset about that. Then here is my Kanban board, and then I have like a prayer before study above my computer. And this is my Kanban board. A picture of my kiddos. I need to update that because we have a third kiddo now, but they were just so cute. But this is my Kanban board. If you know about the HB90 method, then this is why I'm using one. This is for my ghostwriting. The green is for my my personal author career, and then this is for my coloring and crafting career. And as you can see, I've gotten quite a bit done, so I'm very happy about the progress I've made. Sorry. Down here is where I keep all my albums. Some of these are just photo albums, and some of these are scrapbook albums. And I have fallen way behind on getting my layouts done, but scrapbooking is something I enjoy, especially digital, because you can do it really easily on Procreate. But these are all my albums. I have mostly just 8x8s for the kids. Like I bought them for their baby books, 8x8s. And then I like to work in 8.5x11 because my printer won't print anything bigger than that. And I like to be able to just print my digital layouts and slide them in. And then I have a few 12x12s, or maybe one or two down here. And then these are like extra 8.5x11s in case I fill up an album, which I've only ever gotten close to filling up one. And I'll do a flip through of this on my channel. I need to write that down, actually. That's a great idea. And then if I stand up and back up, this is our like clothes closet. And then there's like this little in between, and then there's the bathroom. But right in between, I have kind of like a little organizer here where I keep planners, my story binders for my writing. And this is a giant book of stickers that are like Etsy printables or stickers that I've made myself, and I just pop them in here. I don't bother cutting them down because I like just having a full sheet and being able to flip through them all at once. This bucket is for my kids when they come in here with me. There's like all kinds of old like Crayolas or just like cheapy colored pencils and stuff that I don't mind them playing with. And so those are in there, along with any of their toys that I find in here. I just throw them in. And then I also have a disc-bound punch for all my Happy Planner stuff and my printables. And this bad boy is my Scrapbooking Tower. My mother-in-law found this for me on the side of the road. Can you believe that? Like, someone threw it out because the wheel broke on the bottom. And when I read the reviews for it, that was a common problem, but it's on carpet. It's not going anywhere. So she found that for us, and I turned it into my Scrapbooking Tower. And the drawers are 12x12 or like 13x13 because there's a little bit of wiggle room. This bottom one's hard to open because I have a lot of paper pads in here. Like those, when Michael's would run their hot buy sales and these would end up being like $5, I would buy them. So like these bottom three drawers are all just scrapbook paper. This is like my smaller matte pads or glitters or foils. I think this has some envelopes with some more paper pads. It's like the bottom is all basically just paper pads. And then up here, what is in here? I haven't looked in here for a while. Oh, there's some like alphas and that kind of thing, like journaling elements. And then I have more decorative, like gems, flowers, washi tapes, tissue paper, themed stickers. And And then up here is like some of my tools, like adhesive dots, double stick tape, pattern scissors, the rest of my washing, some scissors, and an X-Acto knife, just that kind of thing, like adhesives and cutting tools, that kind of thing. And that is basically my workstation. I guess I can show you the drawers on this. This is kind of my office utility drawer. I have some extra discs, some ink for my fountain pen. This slides. It wasn't made to do that, but it does, and it makes me happy. And then I have just some random stuff up here. If there's anything in that card. And then sticky notes, chargers, headphones, things that I just don't want flying around loose everywhere. And this is like our mailing supplies, printer ink, pretty boring stuff in there. And then the last thing to go through is this closet here. If you can see, I'll back up to where you can see. There are 3 doors against this wall. Our closet, our bathroom, and the art closet. And so I'll take you into the art closet next. Just a heads up, this closet is a disaster area, and I'm probably not going to pull a lot of stuff out. I'm just going to give you kind of a general overview, but this is where the bulk of my art stuff lives. So you can probably already tell it's pretty full. I'll start from the bottom and go up. So this bucket here is like a mixed media bucket. It has mediums, Mod Podge, fixatives, paintbrushes, stuff like that. This is, I bought it to match my scrapbooking tower, and it's a photo case, and it actually does have photos in it. I'm using it for its intended purpose. I have a different photo box for each type of paint that we have. This, I think, is oil. My husband really got into oil painting over the Christmas holiday, and he painted, like, I'll have to show you our hallway. We have so many of his paintings in our hallway, and he doesn't claim to like art or anything like that. It was something that he just got into. He's not really into it much anymore, but he's also a teacher, and testing is going on, and so yeah. He's really stressed, and he hasn't had much time. This is my watercolor bucket. You can kind of see my Cotmans. I have this watercolor medium, and then I have some pads of watercolor paper that sit underneath it. And then over here, sorry, I'm swinging you around everywhere. This is my travel art bag for when we go on our longer road trips. This just has like a lot of random stuff over here. I have a couple spare keyboards. One of them lights up. I really like it, but it's also very loud. And then a sewing basket, some extra pencil tins, things like that. That's all kind of just shoved down here. And then the second shelf, I have several sets of colored pencils. I'm trying to think or be able to tell what they all are. I think these are Star Joys. Farben. That's my Albrecht Dürer and Polychromos cases. Master 150, I think. Deli. Oh, hello. There's my Prismacolors. Mark Art. Then I have a watercolor journal that I was doing some mixed media stuff in. Then there's my acrylic paints, or some of them. And then I think these actually are what they say they are. I made the mistake of writing on all of my pencil cases, and then I've switched things up, and now they don't say what they mean. And my Karen brush markers. I have a more metallic acrylic back there in the drawer. My husband paints really heavy-handed, so he always has to blow dry things. A couple of random cases. I think those are empty. This is my gouache, and under it is more acrylic. And these are my Castle Arts Tritones. These actually are Castle Arts pencils. My pan pastels, yes, I have all of them because I'm an absolute maniac. I have the Stabilo, Carpethello. Some of this stuff was shown in my haul video. The pan pastel empty palette. This is all my pastel stuff, and I think this box just has this one right here. Has all of my soft tools, which go with the pan pastels. These are Amazon Basics pencils that I was trying to sort. That's why they're there, rubber banded together. Then I have like some oil pastels, sorry. Things like that. This is a bunch of Pentel erasers for my drawing. These are my Black Widows. I have all 180. This is just a mess. Oh yeah, behind the Karen markers is all my Kanban stuff. I don't know if you can see that, but it's all there. And then this has just more pencils. I have the Brit Finner 520. Again, because I'm an absolute maniac. Why did I need 520 pencils? I didn't. I have the Tombow Fudinowskis. I have some stapler. I think these are the watercolor brush pens. Some random permanent markers. I think these are also my Sharpie metallics. Yeah. I have the Ohuhu glitter brush pens, and then a few, I think this is a Pip pen. Some fine liners. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Just more. I have some smaller sets of Ohuhu that are like the pastels, the skin tones, and the grays. So if you see random Ohuhu bags, that's probably what those are. See, like I had out the grays because I was working with them, and then like I had done my own tri-tones of the Ohuhus. I might share those, but I'll have to tweak them because I'm not quite happy with them. Just seeing if there's anything back there. Okay, I'm gonna move these out of the way. That pencil case on top is just empty, but I have, I think that one right there is the Ohuhu, like their Tombow knockoff. This case right here is the A&Art gel pen set. I think it's like 80 gel pens. This is a Castle Art, like soft touch, I think. And then these are the Arteza real brush pens. And I'm sure there are things in this closet that I did not mention. Yeah, like this back here. That's the Castle. Okay, so these are the Castle Soft Touch. So the ones up there were the gold. I have both sets. I also have the pastel pencils, but I don't know where they are. And that pink box is a set of Staedtler pencils. There were 72 in the box, and they're like a hexagonal body, and then they're sitting on top of the Ohuhu 216 brush tip set of alcohol markers. So I mean, I could run a like classroom out of this closet. I really could. And let me just put this back in here. But I think that's everything in here that I could kind of show you. I wouldn't consider that a detailed walkthrough of all of my supplies, but you get the general picture. I was able to fit a lot into a small space. So yeah, there you go. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'm sorry if my filming was not the best. And I have kind of a shaky hand, and I was trying to pull things out and all that kind of stuff, but I wanted to give you kind of a quick overview of what my studio looks like and how I store my supplies. And I hope that you all enjoyed it, and I hope that you will like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. And I hope that you have a wonderful, colorful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!